Hello, everyone, and welcome
Or welcome back,
to the Wizarding World Legacy Podcast.
where we discuss the magic of the Wizarding World's past, present, and future.
We're your hosts, Eric,
And Jasmine.
and today we're going to be talking about kind of a variety of things, but some pretty sweet updates for
Absolutely.
the filming of the Harry Potter series. And we're going to cover it in a new fashion, as opposed to sort of the way we've done it before, and I think you guys will enjoy this a little bit more. To start, I'm going to kind of go back to something we've covered briefly in our previous episode, which is one of the filming locations that we suspected was going to be used as the Hut on the Rock location. Cagwith?
Cadswith?
I still don't know if either of us are saying it
Corgi?
right. It's a cool island.
It is.
We had lots to say about it in the last episode.
We thoroughly discussed a lot of things in the last episode.
We did. It was lengthy, but we were dead on for this one. And we know we were dead on because we actually get to see, and if you saw our last episode, you got a cheeky little sneak peek of Vernon getting his...
Daddy.
Daddy Dursley, getting his gun from the man who then gives him the boat to get to the Hut on the Rock. What you will not have seen last time is the fact that he hugs the man. A little bit out of character. I don't know that that's... Granted, we don't see his interaction with the man. We just see him come back to the car.
Are we sure that's not Dudley?
That's not Dudley. That's the guy. I'll zoom in on that photo so you guys can
His
see.
sleeve is the same color as Dudley's.
No, that's
I see
the
what
Sailor
you're
Man.
saying. The
Yeah.
Sailor Man.
That's the Sailor
Can
Man.
we give the Sailor Man a name? Liam.
No. He's got to be a crotchety old man. It's William.
All right. So Zaddy Dursley hugs William.
And then comes back to the car here. And I just want to circle everything.
Yeah.
So he comes back to the car and we see a little sneak peek of Petunia in the car with her blonde hair, which is book accurate. I did see some people talking about Petunia's casting, and it seems like people aren't clear on the fact that she had blonde hair in the book. But it's literally right in the first chapter.
It might be first page even.
She is blonde. She's been cast right. I love it. This was the Hut on the Rock scene. We got it right. Kind of obvious, I guess, but
But still.
it could have been anything. Who knows?
Exactly. Water, rocks. What do you mean?
Yeah. We also get a nice surprise announcement
Surprise!
of a couple new castings that I don't think anybody was really entirely expecting.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this individual to be cast at all.
Either individual.
Either individual.
Because we got a pair. They come as a pair.
Oh my god, they come as a pair from when?
From a long, long time ago.
Potentially the 1300s, maybe?
Yes, because we are talking about Nicolas and Pernelle Flamel.
Nicolas?
Oui.
Is we French?
Oui is French.
Ah.
That's yes in French.
Thank you.
It's spelled O-I, because that makes sense. Sorry if you're French.
Our bad.
Just in general. I'm not apologizing for what I said. I'm sorry if you're French.
Martha Keller.
Yep.
And she is a Swiss actress. She's about 80 years old. And she's been in a thing or two. She's been around the block.
Yep. I mean, she started acting in the 1960s, mid-60s. Mm-hmm. And she got a Golden Globe nomination for Marathon Man in the 1970s.
Which is what she's best known for. Now, since the 1970s, she's sort of moved on a bit. She's done more work outside of, a traditional American film. She's done a little bit more with European cinema, European theater, also opera,
And I think the whole, theater thing we've seen before in pretty much everyone.
Yeah, particularly with UK actors and actresses.
Which, granted, I guess she's not. But she has been in multiple roles before. She looks great for 80. I mean,
she's fantastic. She looks better than I do.
Yeah, so the photo we get of her, she looks pretty young for her age. It's going to be helpful because her co-star, Lambert Wilson, who is playing Nicolas Flamel, is supposed to be older. I will say, despite her youthful appearance, I think he looks same age or younger.
Yes.
So this is all going to have to be done in makeup, and it does look like they did a pretty good job with that.
I agree.
But Nicola is 67, so the age gap is kind of reversed here. Quite a bit reversed.
It's just a baby.
It's just a wee lad compared to her. And he's also got a pretty decent acting history. He's not new to acting by any means.
Yeah, no. I mean, neither of them are new to acting. I personally hadn't heard of either of them yet. But Nicola or Lambert, I like Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson, he originally started studying acting at the Drama Centre London
But he is a French actor, which is
Yes.
great for the role he's playing.
Exactly. Because Nicola is French.
He was sort of premiering in the film world at the same time that, actually a year after, she was getting her Golden Globe nominee. So 1977 for Julia. And then he actually starred opposite of Sean Connery in 5 Days, One Summer in 1981.
Is there something with Sean Connery that I'd know? Because I can't remember who Sean Connery is right now.
He was James Bond.
Ah, yes.
Moneypenny.
James Bond.
Yes.
Haven't seen it. Heard great things. But internationally...
Too young. Such a
Okay,
peasant.
hurtful. But internationally, Mr. Wilson is really best known for his role in The Matrix.
Matrix Reloaded, Revolutions, Resurrections, yeah.
Both well established.
But both unexpected. And what I mean by that is, while we do hear about Nicholas Flamel in particular, we don't hear about Paranel until later in the story. We basically hear about them kind of in like a throwaway comment or explanation of the main plot point, which is the Philosopher's Stone. After Harry fights off Voldemort, or Quirrell, really, Dumbledore kind of gives him an explanation about who the stone belonged to, kind of elaborates on who Nicola was a little bit, and says that he talks to Nicola and Paranel about destroying the stone, because obviously it got destroyed.
Like, hey guys, guarding this, way too much work. Thoughts on getting rid of it and you guys dying.
So that's an interesting conversation, which begs the question, why exactly are they in the movies? Like, if we just hear about them show. I keep calling it films, by the way, and I don't mean films, I mean the show. The speculation as to like what their roles are in this and why, if you see our next slide here, we see Dumbledore interacting with them. So we've got Nicola is here, we see Paranel and Nicola together, and Dumbledore is with them on a cliffside here. The question is, why are these people in the same place? Because we don't ever hear about that in the books. I guess you could speculate maybe this is a show don't tell moment where he's explaining like his working with them to Harry. The other theory, of course, is that this is an addition to the storyline. So kind of expanding the, I guess, interactions he has with Nicola and Paranel to precede the destroying of the stone. In fact, preceding the moving of the stone. So this could be when he goes to them and says, hey, I know that you guys are storing the stone at Gringotts. We're going to move it to Hogwarts because I'm worried with Harry Potter at 11 years old coming to Hogwarts and us not knowing that Voldemort's truly dead. If he's going to make a comeback, now's probably as good a time as any for him to try to do so.
Right, and the stone would be particularly helpful.
Yes, and so he's probably going to use that as his means of coming back, which we do know ends up being the sort of plot device there.
Right.
And this could be kind of setting the stage for that. I do worry that if we see this earlier on in the movie, it's a bit of a spoiler.
Oh, agreed.
And I don't know how in-depth they would be, but I do worry that that has the potential to spoil things.
I really hope that they wouldn't include it earlier.
Yeah.
My hope is that it would always be included towards the end, even if they're talking about setting it up.
So you could do
all of that content as flashbacks.
Yeah, so it could be flashback moments of them talking about moving the stone, why he has to move the stone, them saying, well, we trust you, Dumbledore, or something to that effect. And then...
Dude, you got us.
Don't worry, if we die, we die. Who cares? I'm French.
Who cares? I'm 600 years old.
There could be more included after, so sort of like a secondary flashback where he talks about how he had to explain to Nick and Paranel that now it's being destroyed because Voldemort tried to use it. We do get some video footage, too, of them all interacting and some of the cast and crew coming down this hillside. I don't know where this would be. I'm assuming this is going to be some sort of beach in France, or it's supposed to be a beach in France.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool that we're getting to see our first looks at Dumbledore. We're getting to see our first looks at Nicola and Paranel, and I think they look pretty awesome.
I think Dumbledore might be having a heart attack.
Yeah, he's like, oh, God, I've got to tell these old people and my oldest friend that we made the Philosopher's Stone with that he's going to die.
Yeah, I guess that would give me a heart attack. I think that's reasonable.
It's bad news to have to say. Now, of course, these aren't stills or anything from the,
actual filming.
Film. But this is like a really, really, really distant. I think some guy was like creeping in the dunes with a camera. Was like, all right, I'm going to zoom in and see what's going on here. Good shots, though. Good snapshots of them, because you actually get to see some good costume design on Dumbledore. A lot of people are complaining that his cloak is not vibrant enough.
I don't know that needs to be vibrant here.
I would also say, because a lot of people are like, he's got a purple cloak on when he goes to drop off Harry. And...
Right, but he's not dropping off Harry here.
Correct. And even if this is his purple cloak, remember a couple of things. This is being shot on a telephoto lens, on a photo camera, on probably a overcast day, because you're not going to want to film on a very, very direct sunny day in the UK on a beach. You want overcast so that you can control the lighting and the shadows and all that stuff. But that aside, they're shooting from a distance, and not to get too technical, but you're going to have a little bit of atmospheric hazing and distortion that's going to make it not quite as vibrant and colorful looking anyways, and it's not color graded. When they film this, they're going to be color grading it, and they're going to accentuate the colors that they want. They're going to mute the colors that they want to tone down, and they're going to do a lot in post to make things look more vibrant if that's the look they're going for.
True.
So I think his cloak and stuff actually looks pretty sick. I do find it interesting that this is like a halfway blend between like sort of Richard Harris Dumbledore and Jude Law Dumbledore. Because underneath this is a traveling cloak that he's wearing. And
it's like his jacket.
And this is a suit. So underneath he's wearing a literal like suit coat and like suit pants. He does have boots on, which is good. I don't know that they're high buckled boots, but they're boots. So I like that they're kind of giving you a blend of everything we've seen for Dumbledore to give us a little more cohesion of style.
Make the Jude Law one make sense a little bit.
Yeah. Even if you weren't like a big Fantastic Beasts fan, it's good to, in some way, kind of tie everything all together.
Right.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. I am wondering why in every portrayal of Nicholas Flamel, he's always wearing white or cream.
That would be like kind of a aristocratic look, and he's somebody who would have been around during the time of, aristocrat.
It's just so interesting to me.
Yeah, I think that those like cream kind of ivory colors and whites, and yeah, I don't know. I think it works for somebody who's like a old aristocrat kind of.
It definitely works for him.
Yeah.
But like we saw one portrayal of Nicholas Flamel in Fantastic Beasts, and he was exactly the same, all in whites, ivories, creams, like.
I also think that kind of adds to him like looking older.
Oh, I guess that's fair. It's like almost ghostly.
Yes. And again, adds a little bit of cohesion between the aspects of the franchise. I don't know that that's why they're doing it, but I do like that it kind of makes things feel tied together. Interestingly, the actor who played Nicholas Flamel in the Fantastic Beasts franchise was not even approached to play this role. Which, not a bad thing.
I was going to say, they might be trying to get away from that.
I think that's entirely possible.
Super well. So.
Moving on to some of our next announcements, we get to see some pretty sick sets.
Oh, I am so excited to see, especially with this movie magic or show magic, because I do know it's a show.
I still don't.
You have said movie no less than 6 times. Or film.
Yeah.
Irregardless, we have some aerial shots of the greenhouses, the external gardens, and then what the actual greenhouse is going to look like. And
so like actual greenhouse, gardens surrounding the greenhouse. And then we actually get some more aerial shots of the entire place, or most of the place. And then these cool little gardens, which some people were speculating those are the gardens leading to the Quidditch pitch.
It could be. I personally can't get over this badger.
Yeah, the badger right here he's hilarious.
He's my favorite character in the whole entire franchise.
Yeah.
Ever.
He's kind of awesome. I'm not like a huge Hufflepuff person. I'm nothing against Hufflepuff. It's just like, that's not my house. And I still find it awesome.
Yeah, it's adorable.
I like that the look of the greenhouses is kind of like halfway between the traditional greenhouses that we saw in the movies. Or I'd say like a quarter of that, and then like 3/4 Hogwarts Legacy.
Yes. Immediately when I saw these, I thought of Hogwarts Legacy.
Definitely gave you kind of like a slightly shrunken down vibe of those greenhouses.
Yes.
This is the section that would probably connect to the castle.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting to see how that's all shown, or if that's shown at all, and if there's like an outdoor passage, because this is all, as you can see in the big shot here, this is all kind of being built one near another, and there's going to have to be some very intentional blocking to make sure you don't see other sets.
Right.
So I think the reason that the wall extends here is going to be partially to obscure views of stuff behind it. And then they might superimpose that into, like the CG castle behind it or whatever they use for the castle behind it. And then you see like these roads leading to the other sets and stuff, which is kind of sick. I was like very confused as to what the Berry Bush's farm, because that's where this is all taking place.
Berry Bush.
What that was going to be used for. A lot of people originally had said, oh, it's probably where they'll build a Quidditch pitch, which made sense. Huge open space. You could do a lot with that, with putting up, cranes and stuff like that for rigged actors and rigged cameras and stuff. They might still do that because there's still a lot more space here, but you can see that there's a bunch of different sets, and these are all Harry Potter related sets here, and they're all different things. So part of them's the greenhouse and the gardens. This badger set that you're seeing is like up here. It's over here. So that's separate from the greenhouses. It's not going to be right next to that. And then you also get this little house here, which I want to talk about because a lot of people are saying that that's Hagrid's hut. Do you think it could be?
No.
I don't think it matches the aesthetic.
At all.
Although I will say we don't get a specific like shape of the house. We hear it's like a one-room hut. I mean, I guess you could have like a little entrance foyer that's not closed off from the rest of the place, and that could be a one-room house. It is relatively small. But Codswallop, in my opinion.
No.
I don't think it's the Hogwarts hut.
The Hagrid's hut.
Hagrid's hut, thank you. Yeah, well, Hogwarts hut. There was another guy who lived in it before him. I don't think it's that. And if it is, I don't know. It doesn't have the right vibes for me to be Hagrid's hut.
I'm out on this one. It's a no for me, dog.
Which begs the question, what is it? Like, if it's not that, what is it?
Couldn't they just be educating students in that building?
Do you think it could be like another teacher's cottage? Like maybe Madam Sprout lives there or Professor Sprout lives there?
I don't see this as being an external shot place.
Well, I do think that the external...
Like, couldn't it potentially just be that they're using, like, the inside of it? Or, like, that's where people go in between takes?
It could be. Yeah, I mean, it could be a functional building. It's a weird aesthetic to... Like, very intentional aesthetic to do for that purpose, I think. It's a little too dressed up. You've got this false chimney that's going to be probably made to, like, given a brick facade. It looks like they're giving this a stone facade here.
I guess once they give it a stone facade, it might... Right now, it's just...
It doesn't scream Hagrid's hut.
No.
But it could be.
I hope it's not, though. No thanks.
Or if it is, I hope it just looks
better.
Entirely different. So I had no clue what this was going to be used for before. It's not just for one set. There's a ton of sets here. This is the other location that we have seen rumored to be Hagrid's hut. I would say aesthetically it makes a lot more sense.
Snaps for poetry. Yeah.
Yeah. There are some significant practicality concerns doing this though, because this is at Datmore National Park. So this is an on-location build, and not an on-location build like the farm where they're getting to use all that property as much as they want. They have like free reign. This is a national park. It seems odd to build Hagrid's hut in a place that is so distinctly different from where the rest of the sets are going to be.
So distinctly looking, yeah.
Yeah, and so while the hut itself may look good, I don't know that the location would make any practical sense. Looking at, this picture in particular, you got to haul stuff up to that.
Yeah, you do.
And that would be kind of a pain. Actors, actresses, makeup and wardrobe crew would have to have somewhere to work for their...
You just helicopter it in. Budget is $1.2 billion. We're going to helicopter.
I don't think it's budgetary constraints. I think it's practicality constraints. And the other big thing is, of course, we're working on a pretty significant time crunch, being that we're having to shoot this in a certain duration of time to keep the kids the right age. So there's some practicality concerns I have, although aesthetically, again, it does look more convincing for Hagrid's hut.
At the same time, maybe we don't even have a Hagrid's hut yet. Maybe all of these are wrong.
No, we have to have Hagrid's hut in the first... Well, we might not have it yet.
Yes,
but we have
maybe
to have it,
we don't have any news updates on Hagrid's hut.
Aesthetically, the direction this is moving, I like it more for Hagrid's hut. But I guess you could do things with the other one. We've got some other sets on the Berry Bush's farm. I particularly find this one pretty cool for a couple of reasons. So this is an exterior of the Hogwarts castle, or a little piece.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It's freaking awesome. Like the detail on like the balconies.
Architecture.
It's sick. You've got this blue screen, this chroma blue that's above it to help digitally extend the castle when you want. The one thing that I think is going to be a big pain in the butt, and also you'll have some of like the cliff edge and stuff like that too. It's so cool. Oh. It's so well done. The one big pain in the butt I foresee here is you need some pretty damn consistent lighting on a blue screen and a green screen to get really clean keying. And you're going to want really clean keying if you're going to be extending the set digitally. The other thing that makes that tough is this is going to be exposed to the elements all that time. And that serves a plus and a minus. The plus is that the set will naturally weather like the castle would anyways over time. So that might make the set look more lived in and believable. But it's going to be a pain in the ass to keep repainting it chroma blue and getting it perfectly lit every time without affecting the rest of the set.
Yeah, the lighting I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
I can paint.
It'll present challenges. But like chroma blue, you've got to get it like perfect.
That's fair.
The lighting will be a challenge for sure. And you're going to talk about like really high cranes because you can see...
they have at least 4, 5 cranes.
Yeah, but these are like cherry pickers here. So those are the things that you put a guy like kind of in a bucket and you lift him up so that he can do staging and stuff like that. Those get pretty high. Like those get like 40 feet in the air and they're small compared to that. Like this is big, dude. And I think, if I had to guess, I think that this section here is probably where the students are going to come up into Hogwarts. And so that might be like the boat entry might be somewhere here. So this is probably like where the Black Lake is, and then the boats will come in, and that's probably like the entrance to get up. This could be cool. I love it. It looks really, like aesthetically, it looks really impressive and really, really cool.
The architecture, like seeing this is definitely for me one of the more like magical developments of the series.
Yeah.
Of like it feels real.
Again, the concerns are this is going to be outdoors. You're going to have to contend with the natural lighting, like balance the natural and artificial lighting, like the film lights. You're going to have to contend with the occasional sunny day and not overcast day that they get, which might work for certain scenes. Inclement weather, right? So like it does snow. I don't know about this area of the UK, but it does snow in parts of England and Scotland and Ireland. It obviously rains. So if the scene doesn't call for rain and you need to film, are on a time crunch. So the practicality of some of these outdoor sets is questionable, but I will say having it in a location where you've got free reign for 10 years really kind of benefits all parties.
Wow, Berrybush Farm, 10 years. You've got guests for 10 years.
But you've got guaranteed leasing of that property.
You've got guaranteed income too.
Yeah. So like you don't have to till the soil and produce stuff to sell. You're just letting them lease the property. And that's great.
Yeah.
And most film companies are actually really good when they like rent somebody's house or they rent property. They get it back to what it was before they rent it. So like they may take down all their sets in the end of this 10 years, get rid of all the roads, scrape all the topsoil down and put like really good fresh soil down so that it can be used as a practical farm if they want.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Like when they have to change paint colors in houses, sometimes they'll like basically upgrade your house when they're done. It's pretty cool.
You can rent mine.
I don't know if you want to rent mine, but you can. And I've got some improvements for you when you're done. So the digital extension may make some aspects of it a little bit more practical, a little bit easier to work with. Doing a sound stage like they did for the movies may not be practical for 10 years because you're talking about like a set that you're not necessarily always going to be on and having to either set it up or and take it down, or like, okay, you can't use this soundstage, which would be quite sizable,
right,
for anything else for 10 years. Continuity wise, this is good in most ways.
Right.
You get the challenges of weathering and weather
and lighting
elements and stuff like that. But I think it's a good blend of practicality and natural challenges. We've got another casting announcement.
Ronan.
One of the multiple centaurs that we meet in the first book, and therefore the first season here. I'm wondering who the other ones are going to be. If they're going to use anybody with like a notable acting history, because we got like Firenze, we got Bane. So there's at least 3.
I don't remember who ends up taking Harry back. Is it Firenze?
I thought it was Firenze, because isn't he the one who ends up teaching at the school?
Firenze definitely ends up teaching at the school.
Yeah, so he it must have been, I got to go back and read this book again. Jesus.
Me too.
I'm on the 4th book with the kids. I think it's Firenze because I think it's the same one that goes back to the school. And then I think Ronan is the one that's a jerk to him. Or is it?
I think Bane's
Bane's the jerk.
Yeah.
Harry meets all 3 that night, though. One of them is the one... Oh, no. This is the one I think that Hagrid goes up to and asks... Have you seen anything strange?
Yes, and
Mars
they
is
only
bright tonight.
speak in riddles.
Yes, I think that's the first one that they meet, and he's not the one who brings him back. It's Firenze.
Okay, so I think Firenze saves Harry.
Yep.
Then brings him back, but then Bane comes up and is like, "There's a kid on you. What are you doing?
You're not a common mule."
Exactly.
I'm not being a jerk. Jim Dale does a more Indian accent for the centaurs. So that's all I'm doing. which I actually kind of like because there's a lot of like mysticism in India, and I think
And
that
like
kind of
the
fits.
centaurs are this is very much left out of the movies, and it's talked a lot about in the books. The centaurs are very much like astrological.
Yeah.
Like reading the stars, interpreting the signs, predicting the future.
I like that they're already announcing these characters this early on, and that kind of, to me, it kind of gives an elements of importance to the centaurs because they are important to the story.
Yeah.
Even later on, much later.
Much later on, and Ferenz serving as the astronomy teacher.
I mean, that gets him disowned from the herd too.
Yeah. And it's such a plot point.
He's got a decent acting history too. He was known for his role in the Maze Runner series.
Yes.
Which was a popular series in the United States.
Dylan O'Brien.
And I didn't even, like, Jasmine did the lookup for this gentleman. And when she sent me that, I was like, Maze Runner. I had to look up who his character was because I didn't remember it at all. But yes, he was actually like a main character.
Which is interesting because he's like a main character in the Maze Runner.
Yeah.
But I can't find his age. Like, there's not that much information about him. Like, if you Google his name, like, a page doesn't come up for him really. You gotta dig a little bit, so I just thought it was really interesting because he's been in stuff.
He also had a 2023 World Indie Film Award for Best Acting Ensemble for The Ceiling.
I've not seen that.
And he's got other notable roles, some of them within fantasy type productions. It'll be interesting how they do these centaurs. We talked about before, the director primarily and the producer really want to do
like real effects,
as real as possible. So I wonder what that means for somebody who is a magical creature. The goblins, it makes sense because they do a lot of prosthetics and stuff like that.
Right.
But are they going to digitally extend the back half of his body only? Are they going to have some sort of makeup that blends his, torso into his sort of horse lower half of his torso? And are his legs going to be somehow integrated into the costume? Or is this just going to be like, from the waist down, we don't see your actual body. It's just like, that's all CG. And there's like no blending really into the costume. It's just all digitally done.
I think it's really interesting to imagine acting as a centaur because they're probably not going to give him like the bottom of a horse as prosthetics.
Well, because of the height difference, I wonder if they'll give him some sort of stilt that makes him walk in a way that's more natural for a horse, but unnatural for a human.
Yeah, because it's like weird to imagine like...
Well, their knees go the opposite way as ours do.
Right.
And just like their gait is just so drastically different than how we would walk. So that I imagine like the legs themselves will be fully CG'd, but how are they going to blend that transition? Are they going to do that
I don't
with
know
costume?
how they get him in there or how you act it like...
Yeah, hey, that's why acting is not the easiest thing. As much as people like to say, well, you've got a cush job and you're an actor, like...
Well, yeah, you make a lot of money, but it's still challenging.
Certain roles are challenging in their own ways. I'm excited for it. Pretty cool because, again, the more casting announcements we get, the more real it feels because it's like we're getting all of it. Like
yes.
It's coming. Another casting announcement.
Well, kind of.
Ish. So the person has been announced, but the role has not.
Yeah.
Lee Quinn
has been cast in an unknown role in the upcoming Harry Potter series. What does that mean?
Yeah, a lot of people are speculating Trelawney. I think she's got a look that would work for that. She could definitely, I could see her having this airy appearance to her.
Yeah.
I do wonder, is there going to be two Trelawneys, or are they going to like age her down a little bit with like makeup and stuff and age her up a little bit? Because we'll have to see her. We'll probably, I think, see her in the prophecy.
Like delivering the prophecy originally.
And then we're going to have to see her throughout her time at Hogwarts, which she's going to be obviously 11 or 12 years older than that. She could have that appearance. Emma Thompson did such a funny and good job initially with Trelawney.
I think she's going to be really hard to like. Everyone talks about how it's nearly impossible to cast Snape again because Alan Rickman. Like you can't.
I mean, a lot of them were iconic
like
actors and actresses.
Maggie Smith. Like the original cast was incredible. I don't think Emma Thompson gets the credit that she deserves.
No, she's a freaking phenomenal actress in like pretty much everything. But just like her beetle-eyed glasses, like, oh, hello, what did you say there?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Did you say something?
Cast yourself into the future. Oh, she knocks up her tea.
Incredible.
Yeah, she's awesome.
So I'm like both nervous for and excited for whomever will be replacing her.
I think she's just got to do it different. Like in order
totally
to not
different.
be compared,
yes,
you can still have that airy voice and all that kind of stuff. I just think it's going to be done different.
Totally different.
Or there will be direct comparison. With all these actors and actresses being announced, my question is, where the hell is Arthur Weasley? And I know I keep saying that, and he's not actually pivotal whatsoever to the first book.
He's in the first book, right? Isn't he part of the pickup? Or is it just Molly that's mentioned?
You mean the drop-off at...
No, I know he's not at the drop-off, but isn't he a part of the pickup?
I know in one of the books when they go back to King's Cross, he's there. And I think he might be mentioned in this one too. He's mentioned in multiple for the part of the pickup. He becomes really important, obviously, in the third book because of his involvement with like Sirius Black and kind of almost being like a little bit of a father-ish type figure to Harry.
Quasi-father.
Yeah, I'm 99% sure that he is at the end of this one.
So, yeah, I know it's not until the end, but like I have so many other pieces of the Weasley family. I would just like to finish the puzzle.
I agree.
I need to know.
I want to know.
No.
Where's Arthur? I want to know.
Exactly. When is he coming?
Someday. We still don't have Charlie. That can wait. I
yeah,
guess.
Charlie is definitely not.
He's
but they
studying
have to
dragons in
cast them
Romania.
all. Well, yeah, but they have to cast them all for the clock for the second movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's true. That's true. We've got an announcement for somebody else, which is a body double. Isaac Gute is Dominic McLaughlin's body double. I had read a couple places in the Wizarding World Direct. They're a great resource on Twitter if you're a Twitter user or X user.
Fantastic resource.
They think that he looks so much like Dominic that they're going to use him more extensively than previous stand-in actors had been used in the movies. I don't think he looks like Dominic almost at all. I mean, I guess you could make him look like Dominic because his height is similar, his build is similar. His hair looks nothing like Dominic's.
Nope.
His face looks nothing like Dominic's. So these are all going to have to be like far away or like side or back shots.
His teeth definitely don't.
And yeah, I'm not going to rag on him, and I'll say why in a sec. People have been giving those bad boys a lot of attention. He's a little kid. His adult teeth have come in. He doesn't fit them yet. He'll grow into them. I don't think we have to... We've said this from the get-go. Let's not crap on kids and their appearance. They are more consistent, and I know it seems like I'm making a joke here and being hypocritical, but I'm not. His teeth are more consistent with Hermione's teeth, how they're described in the book, than Arabella's are. I do think that Arabella's, at least in the press photos that were released for her, Arabella Stanton for Hermione.
Yes.
Her front teeth were her adult teeth, and they did look large because I think she still had some of her younger teeth in. And those are really the ones that are pointed out in the book as looking big. I do think his are more accurate to that. So it'll be interesting if that's kind of the look they go for her when, like, if they use prosthetic teeth to make him look too big. But I don't think he looks that much like Dominic. Like, his hair is very different. His face is very different. What's interesting is a lot of the Hut on the Rock filming days, at least the main one, it's him. Like, Dominic's not there at all. So I don't know if Dominic had other prior engagements, because for those who are not aware, he was in the movie Grow. Is that movie or show?
Movie. Grow with Nick Frost.
Who's starring as Hagrid.
In the Harry Potter show, not in Grow.
Yes. But he is in Grow, and they're co-stars in that, and they were on, like, not the red carpet, but whatever they had, like the...
They took a picture together with a backdrop. We assume that's the red carpet.
It's kind of cute given their upcoming film together. They were doing like a lot of press and stuff for that. So I imagine he probably had some commitments for that. And that's why they leaned heavily on the body double for this. But that means they're going to have some reshoots, or they're going to have some like soundstage interior set shoots. Because there's a lot of stuff where it's like much more close up on him that they're not going to be able to use him for.
No, they definitely can't use him.
Sorry, we're kind of jumping around here. That's intentional. Keep everything interesting. But another set that we had talked about, or location we had talked about last time, was this village area, Lustley in Devon County, that we had like filming dates for and everything else. We had surmised that it was going to be Godric's Hollow because it just had that look. We were correct.
Let's go.
It is serving as Godric's Hollow. And there was a sign put up that somebody was able to get a snapshot of that says St. James Church, Godric's Hollow, built, I think it's 275 AD. I don't know if the St. James Church is the actual name of the church, but there is a little church there that's serving as the church we'll see when they go there in Deathly Hallows. We'll probably get to see that in that movie as well, but we're going to be seeing this in a very different context, being that they're filming it now. Mm-hmm. We get some interesting footage of some of the shops. Somebody was able to get in there and get some footage of the different shops, and so we'll show that on screen here. Just kind of like a little peek in the windows. It's very ghosty looking, but it's not very creepy looking because it's Godric's Hollow.
It's not a completely wizard
Correct.
town. It's mostly wizard town.
It's a partially wizard town. I'll say why I'm disagreeing in a second. But we get some other shots of like the different shops and things like that here. Very, very cute. We get some filming equipment. This was one of the first photos that was released. showing that this is definitely somewhere that they were filming. It wasn't just speculation. And then we get some more film cranes, so lighting cranes. You got a huge techno crane here. The techno crane is very, very cool because this whole thing is like a giant mechanical boom arm that can extend, kind of like this one is, that can extend all their equipment out. So like you'd rig a camera to the end and you can get these huge sweeping shots of like a crowd of people.
Look at how chill that guy is sitting in it. Imagine just running that and being like,
That'd
I'm
be
going
so
to sit
awesome.
back and I'm going to catch epic shots.
In this like $12 million crane.
Yeah, basically.
We also get to see this pretty fancy old car, very time appropriate.
Yes.
And then a lot of people are like, what is this square floating trash bag? I was surprised at how many people don't know what that is, considering the way they've covered some of these releases. Do you know what it is?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Clueless.
So one of the guys that I've heard talk about this is like, it's like a floating trash bag, but it looks like a big balloon, and I don't know what it is. It's a light. This is a skylight, floating balloon light.
The underneath looks white.
So this is all white under here. And this is just to make it so that it doesn't cast light where you don't want it. You'd call that a skirt. So you're skirting the light to keep it from going on all the roofs. Usually you do that as either street lighting or moon lighting, depending on what color cast you choose for it.
Right.
These are also lighting trusses, so you can do much more directional lights and really just like blast high intensity lighting to either light up trees in the background or other big areas.
So it is a balloon.
It is, yeah. That's full of air
Helium.
so that it'll like float. And then it's tethered right there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. This is actually something I haven't shared with you yet. And so I was doing some more looking into the Godric's Hollow scenes. And this is why I'm saying maybe it's a little bit more non-wizard than we thought. Because these are all Muggle children celebrating Halloween. So they actually filmed one of the nights there on the night of Halloween. So it looks like we're going to see the night Voldemort goes there and kills Lily and James. I don't know how much we're going to see.
Right.
Like, I don't know if we'll actually see him kill them. I don't know if he's just going to be like hidden in the crowd. That's why I did the creepy clown. Hi, Harry. What a nice broom. Did you ever watch older horror movies?
Not really.
So this gives me super like Michael Myers vibes or Friday the 13th vibes with the way like the film grain is there and like the color cast of the street lights versus like the ambient. Again, this would be from like that cloud light, the moonlight here. You'd push like this sort of 6,500 Kelvin or higher, and then you've got like the 2,700 Kelvin street lights, like the sodium vapor lights. And that color contrast is exactly what you used to see in old films, like old horror films. And I don't know, like you could make this kind of terrifying if you wanted to.
They're not going to make it terrifying.
They could. I mean, he's coming to kill people. Like that's kind of terrifying.
So excited. You're such a dork.
I'm so stoked.
I think that you could make this very small scene super creepy, but they can't do that for the whole series.
No. Like this sets a super creepy tone up front, and then everything gets all bright and magical, and it's like, okay, that's a big shift. We get some more photos of the filming night. Again, like, so you can see that light being boomed up here, but we get these cloudy atmospheric fog going on there.
So fun.
Tons and tons of different costumes. You got this massive fan here to blow the haze and the fog through, because that's really going to help sell that like creepy, mysterious lighting. You've got a boy with his face painted like a skeleton, old Dracula costume. When I was a little kid, around the times this is meant to portray.
What was that like?
Actually, it was awesome because you used to see like huge crowds.
So excited.
Huge crowds of like people in costumes like this. I went to a costume party in our town. I think the fire department was putting on this like huge town costume party. And I actually won the costume contest for the kids division as Dracula.
Really?
Yeah, I had like the best like classic widows. I still do classic widows speak. And like they're like, dude, you were the best Dracula ever. My mom like really went all out and doing like the face makeup and like all that stuff to really sell the hollow cheeks. And yeah, like so this like totally speaks to me because I'm like, bro, I was Dracula and I love that costume look.
Oh my gosh.
And then you've got like little lions, and I think this is probably supposed to be like a mummy.
Yep.
So I love all the like cutesy old fashioned costumes. You got this like devil guy. I did try to
Is that guy wearing a trash bag?
Which guy?
The guy next to the...
Oh, he is like wearing basically a trash bag. I wonder what he's supposed to be.
It looks like he's got a mask like pulled up on his head.
Yeah, these two look like they have like some sort of clown masks on. I will say, I tried to like really zoom in and kind of peek through to see if I could see anybody that might have been Voldemort. And I didn't see anybody who was like, okay, maybe that's them. I imagine he's going to be like in a cloak, some sort of black cloak, kind of like we saw in the movies, but he's probably have a hood up and he's probably like blending in, even though he could kill all the muggles there. Like he probably just wants to do this in secret. So I didn't see.
Voldemort's going to wear shoes this time. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm not a foot person. So
I
let's
mean, I
cover
know
them
it
up.
added to the creepiness of him, but
Sure.
like, hear me out. Shoes.
Maybe post Cauldron, Voldemort.
Voldemort?
Can't do shoes.
Exactly. I'll
too
start
sensitive.
designing shoes for Voldemort.
His feet are just too
Specifically.
sensitive.
I agree.
You've got another like globe light here, so that's probably going to serve as like a house light shining on the kids as they go up for trick-or-treating. I wonder, given the emphasis on this house for all the people and film equipment crowded around this house, I wonder if that's going to be Harry's house.
I think it could be.
And maybe we'll see kids
But
coming
why
up.
is there a telephone pole box or a telephone box so close to the house?
Oh, I think that's just in the town. I don't think that's part of the set. Like this is all just like
Got you.
set stuff. I think that's
Okay.
just part of the town. And you're not going to relocate that. And it fits aesthetically anyways.
It does. I love it.
The one problem I have is if kids are going up to Harry's house, that doesn't make sense because if it's under the Fidelius charm, nobody should know where, like it shouldn't even like exist. The magic kind of would just repel people away from there because there's the whole thing about Voldemort could be literally standing right outside their window and never know they're there.
I don't think I see anybody, like, it doesn't look like the kids are going up to the house, though.
Well, I'm not
I think
sure
you could
'cause
just
it's-
capture the street, like,
Maybe. And I'm not sure because, again, the focus of that light being there right by the door to cast like a house light on people. And it looks like, and I can't see for sure, but it looks like the door might be open. I could be wrong. But again, I'm loving these creepy vibes. I just freaking love it. I hope it's spooky.
you're a Halloween nerd.
I am a Halloween nerd, but
Such a nerd.
I really hope it's like kind of scary to see what's going on there. I also tried to hide this one from you. This has not been announced on like official platforms as far as I could find. And I dug to try to find more confirmation of this. But there's been a few different people who have cited this post. So the original poster is a Reddit poster called No Improvement 9835. That's his Reddit name. I don't know this person's like accuracy, their history of being accurate for announcements, but this is supposedly Diagon Alley.
It looks so far perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it looks
The protruding
super,
windows really do it for me.
The protruding windows, if this is accurate, like maybe going from rooftop to rooftop, like that's something they would probably do. And just kind of like
So
the
fun.
narrow cobblestone, like they're not building new cobblestones in England. So like if this is a set and they're just building all the facades and some of the interiors will be built out.
I can't imagine what else this would be.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to be anything else. I just don't know that it's ever been confirmed that this is for the Harry Potter franchise. I'm assuming. It's odd that this person is taking the photo from inside what seems to be part of the build out.
Part of a partially painted.
Yeah. So, well, this is raw wood.
Why is part of it black?
They might have reused some windows.
Oh,
and so that
fair
might be
enough.
just a window framing. But this is like a raw 2x4. This is either somebody who's working on this, who decided to straight up leak a photo and is probably now fired.
Thank you, though.
But yeah, thank you for your commitment. But if that's it, it looks good.
Yeah.
And this, I mean, all this stuff totally screams Diagon Alley. So what are your thoughts on that?
It looks incredible.
I think it looks great. I think it looks perfect for the Diagon Alley.
Yeah, so far, like, obviously it's not finished. We're looking at a whole lot of just like raw wood. The staircase across the street would be so fun.
It would be an interesting touch. I'm not sure how functional that would be, but
I would
it's
love
the Wizarding
that.
World.
Yeah.
Nothing has to make sense.
Not at all.
So I thought of some challenges with this. Being how, like, although it might not be, and I might be overthinking it, because we do have...
It's definitely overthinking it.
We
I'll
do
just
have
start
the
there.
Diagon Alley at, like, Universal, for example, and
Right.
it's fine, but they're also not filming there.
It's pretty more than fine, but sure.
My thoughts here is, if you've ever been to Leavesden Studio, which is where the sound stages are and stuff like that, that's still where they're filming for a lot of the stuff. That's where the sound stages are, and you can still see the set for Diagon Alley that was done there. You can still walk down the cobblestone streets. It's really, really cool, and see some of the shop facades. The benefit of doing it in a soundstage like that is you're in complete control of what could become a rather chaotic environment. So with all the people who have to bustle up and down the streets and in and out of the shops, I suppose having so much space where it's an exterior, you can actually make it so that they're entering false shops.
Yeah.
And have a lot of space for people to go on and off set and change and
God, I'd love to block this.
and recycle into the set as another person because they're in a totally new outfit.
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff that opens up freedoms for, but from a filmmaking standpoint, it's pretty challenging because, I mean, just looking here, you've got like all these clouds over here. Every time clouds shift in front of and away from the sun, your lighting changes. So if you're dealing with natural lighting, that can really create a lot of like headaches for lighting and filming. And when your characters are down here or they're walking along the sides, any changes in lighting on a close-up are going to be like super, super noticeable. For the wides, it's not a big deal. But for any medium or tight shots, it's going to be like really a pain in the butt. And again, thinking about all the time constraints with kids, if we're being book accurate, there's a lot more stuff in the books than there were in the films that takes place in Diagon Alley. Like a lot more. Think about Harry spending the entire time there learning from Florian Fortescue and stuff like that.
Oh.
That's all going to need to be shot there.
Yeah.
And again, having a bigger outdoor space might make that easier in some ways. But if you're having to reset all the time because it's like, all right, another cloud went by. Oh, God, another helicopter's gone by.
We'll just get big fans to move the clouds.
And then, of course, there's the weathering of the set from being out in the elements. The sun weathering the paint. So you're really going to have to like take that into account. The inclement weather, I don't know what part of the UK this is in, but like snow and ice and all that other stuff weathering the set, depending on how they build it, if they're trying not to blow the budget and build this as high end as you would if these were real storefronts, that might make it kind of a challenge for continuity between seasons and stuff.
I think that this is the same thing that we're looking at for all of the other sets. We're dealing with the challenge of filming outside, so we're dealing with lighting challenges and weather challenges.
Yeah, and time of day challenges. Like if it's a totally closed off set, you can make it look any time of day you want. Whereas
this is going to be totally closed off. They're not just going to let random people.
No, like the top.
Oh, totally closed off.
Yeah,
Got
like
you.
if you're in a
but
soundstage,
that's also just a lighting issue.
It is, but it's more of a lighting issue than just a cloud going by. Like if you can block for that for like a quick shot, that's fine. But if you're saying like, oh, it's supposed to be nighttime, all right, well, there's hours and hours that you can't film.
I mean, they must have thought about this.
Oh, they
many
did.
of their sets are outside.
I'm just saying practicality considerations when you're on a time crunch because of the aging of your characters.
Right.
So that's the thing that worries me most. We've talked about how like they need to have enough episodes. They need to really, really give us a full representation of the book. Anything that makes it harder to stay on their time budget makes that less likely.
Fair enough.
So that worries me a little bit. That was the main announcements we got for sets, for scenes that they're tentatively adding to the story. I can't stop going back to the Godric's Hollow scene. So we're going to be getting some expansion. Now, the Godric's Hollow scene isn't really an expansion of the books. We're just getting to see the night.
Right.
How that'll play in will be interesting. Again, if it's kind of like we see it ahead of time, it does change how or when we learn information.
Right.
And so we're not learning it when Harry learns it.
No.
I guess that it could be an interesting difference in perspective. You're not hearing everything from Harry's perspective like you do pretty much in the books. It'll be interesting to see when they integrate it into the movies. Is this right up front? Is this kind of like, we're not even opening with Vernon's Bad Day, we're opening with this?
No, we're opening with Vernon's Very Bad Day.
Or is this part of Vernon's Very Bad Day? Technically, this would have to happen just before Vernon's Very Bad Day.
Yes.
Because his bad day would be like November 1st.
Right, chronologically, that's how it would go.
But are we seeing this first, or are we seeing Vernon's Bad Day first?
Well, I imagine this will be a flashback.
Will it?
Well, I've decided it is. I don't have to wonder.
So that's the interesting like quandary that this creates. When are we going to see it in the season? I'm just excited we're seeing it all. It's going to be super cool. And there's like so much room to make this super spooky and awesome.
Also child friendly.
Yeah, I mean, you don't literally have to watch James and Lily get murdered. And even when you do, they just kind of aren't alive anymore. It's not like they get like shot and there's blood and gore or stabbed.
I don't know. When you
just
see
like,
Lily go down in the movies, it's kind of brutal.
Well, yeah, because you're seeing a mom die in front of her baby. Like, it is brutal. Like,
it's kind of brutal.
When you see James go down, honestly, he like flops onto his back and he's like, oh.
Yeah, that wouldn't impact me as much.
Seeing a mom die literally in front of her baby is obviously going to be a little more.
For me, it's the like they play her scream like echoing behind her. She like turns or something. I don't know. It's
like
very
the curse
dramatic.
hits her and she's like,
yeah.
she does.
And on that weird note, I think that's all we have for this episode.
That's it. What are your thoughts about everything we've learned?
I am excited. I think that generally speaking, things are going in a fantastic direction. I think they look incredible. Cannot wait for this first episode.
I'm super stoked about all the locations and sets that we're seeing. Like, if nothing else, that is all super encouraging.
Yes.
Because it's been a little bit of an emotional roller coaster with some of these announcements where they've cast people that we wouldn't necessarily choose for the roles. Right. They haven't stuck with like the all British cast or all UK cast for like people who would be from the UK, brought people back into the franchise that when they said they weren't going to use people who've been in it before. So it's been a little bit of a roller coaster. I think these things add some more faith in the franchise. What do you think about the whole Paranel and Nicholas Flamel thing? If they're actually expanding the story.
I don't think they're going to expand the story.
You don't think that could be him talking to...
I think it could be. I don't think it is, though. I think it's plausible.
So what do you think it is?
I think that it's just Dumbledore talking to them about...
The stone being destroyed?
Yeah.
So you think that's after? You don't think it's him talking to him about moving the stone?
No, I think Paranel would probably be a part of the conversation where they're talking about, are you guys ready to die?
Doesn't he say that he talked to Nicholas first, though, and Nicholas talked to Paranel about it? Because he's with both of them there.
I'd have to read the books
again.
I don't remember exactly what Dumbledore says about Paranel and Nicholas. Irregardless, though, I don't know that Dumbledore is like, hey, Nicola and Paranel, come on out. Let's have a quick chat about this stony stone on the beach. I think it's more Dumbledore rescued Harry from the basement.
Yeah.
Harry was unconscious for a while, and Dumbledore says, well, we all kind of messed up. Could we meet urgently? And they didn't feel comfortable doing it any other way without being overheard, given all of the security risks.
So they met in a more remote location. There is something that probably coincides with your thoughts here. And I'll try to put something on screen here. Unfortunately, I didn't include it in what I prepared for today, but there's a screenshot of Dumbledore or John Lithgow being shown flashcards of his lines. And the lines are in Latin. It's not something that he actually says anywhere in the books.
Any chance it's French?
No, I believe it's Latin. And there's a couple places that have translated it using different linguistics tools. And it's basically something about like what comes from the earth goes back to the earth, something like that.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
It's not that, but it gives that vibe.
Okay.
And so I do suspect that has to do with him talking to Nicola about accepting his death. But then again, when they show him the scene, he's on his own. So I'm not sure if it's a spell either to like reveal something so that he can get to Nicola.
Could be. That does also seem plausible.
I think that's all we have about news releases at this point. Share your thoughts on what you think about the sets in particular. If you have a history of filmmaking or anything like that, we do have a viewer who commented on being a cinematographer himself. If you've got thoughts on the challenges of filming in some of these locations, the exterior locations, definitely share those. I'd love to hear your takes on that.
Eric is our local film expert, so...
I'm not expert, just kind of nerd.
Nerd. Yeah. Yes, our local film nerd.
Would you like to see a spooky night at Godric's Hollow?
Also, what is your 80s Halloween costume?
Yeah, if you were alive in the 80s. How much do you think they're going to show of the Godric's Hollow? Are we just going to see like all the trick-or-treaters, everything's all nice and cute? Maybe we see somebody from like the waist down, maybe holding a wand next to them, sneaking through a crowd.
Slithering through.
It'd be funny to see like a kid be like, oh, nice costume to Voldemort.
Right.
If he looks like super creepy. How much do you guys think they're going to show there? Like, do you think we'll see James and Lily die? Like, is that too scary for like this season? And then what do you think about the castings? I'm excited about those too. So we want to know what you guys' thoughts on the castings are. And are you more excited now that you have this information for the series than you were before?
Let us know.
Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell if you don't want to miss another magical moment, and definitely like the episode if you're excited for this stuff. But otherwise, keep your wands at the ready.
And stay magical.
Finite.